Just live? Yeah, we're live. Alright, cool. Such a delay right there. Right. Yeah, I'm live right now. Here we go. Go ahead and share the link. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, let's get through this. Spider-Man PS4 right now. This may have been the fastest I have gone from like beginning the stream to actually being on. I don't even remember. Is that the suit that I have? The Raimi suit? Must be.
Need to check out the reservoir.
Alright, let's see. Should take them out, but I'm not going to. I'll save that for later. I see snipers.
The mass breakout at Rikers Island, which camera footage clearly shows Spider-Man involved in, has spilled.
Let's see. What suit do I feel like wearing tonight? Let's go back with that. I like the Iron Spider suit. Yeah, that one's fire.
Countless hardened criminals into our streets at the worst possible time. I want to hear how it's affecting you. Speak!
I don't know who I'm more scared of. The criminals or these stable people?
There's the reservoir. No sign of Scorpion. Better take a closer look. Now, if I was a mercenary dressed like a scorpion, where would
gosh, this is like my least favorite, this is like my least favorite part of this. Not a fan of Scorpion's
but Octavius is
story
paid,
right here.
and he wants to torture you, which I respect.
Damn it! What did he inject me with? Whoa! What the? Is that a sea of poison?
Oh, you know what? I forgot to post a
can't
link
be
on my
real.
actual Facebook. Let me do
Must
that
be the
right
poison.
quick.
But I can't take any chances. Gotta get to higher ground and analyze whatever he injected me with.
Let's see. Cosmo, cut it out. Cosmo is currently on punishment. So I tried to give him a treat, but he couldn't calm down enough for me to give him the treat. Oh, whoops. Well, I died because I wasn't paying attention. Well, I guess I deserve that. But yeah, Cosmo is currently on punishment. In about 5 minutes, I will give him the treat.
Whoa. What the? Is that a sea of poison? Can't be. This can't be real. Must be the poison. But I can't take any chances.
What?
Gotta get to higher ground and analyze whatever he injected me with.
Oh, come on.
should be safe for a minute. I need to analyze the neurotoxin so I can create an antidote. Scorpions made some upgrades.
Oh, I keep forgetting when they do this. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how this goes. I think this goes there. And I believe this goes here. There we go.
Hallucinogenic neurotoxin. My brain will create nightmares that my body thinks are real.
My dog is doing that thing right now where he
I have to
like...
create the antidote fast.
Hey!
First, I need a natural
No.
steroid. Extract from an
punish me
Eclipta
yet?
alba plant should do the trick. ESU's greenhouse is nearby. Hope it's in season. No time for a swim.
Guy died. Ugh. Well,
To create the antidote
I'm gonna
fast.
fail. I might as well
First,
fail
I
on
need a natural
camera, right?
steroid. Extract from an Eclipta alba plant should do the trick. ESU's greenhouse is nearby. Hope it's in season.
Oh no, you're good. No rush.
There's the greenhouse! The Eclipta alba should be inside the greenhouse. There it is.
Don't worry. Step.
Where'd it go? Is this real or in my mind?
Well, I've died twice.
Doc?
I died the first time because I was I thought I'd pause so I could post a link on
You can get
the
through this.
GGR group, and I was
Doc?
very wrong.
You sound...
Like I did before the neural interface affected my mind. My obsessions were always there. But the
This stuff,
interface
like this
allowed
part
me
right
to
here,
fully
reminds me a
embrace
lot
it.
of Devil May Cry. A little abstract.
I have to fix this. Fix you! Somehow!
Peter. Always trying to shoulder the responsibility, even when there's no hope. I can't tell you how many times.
Am I stuck in the level?
Unfettered optimism.
Oh my gosh.
Knowing when things look bleak.
That is amazing.
I'll miss being with you.
Am I stuck in the level? That's kind of hilarious.
I'm sorry, Doc. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
just gonna die. It's moot at this point. It's a moot point. I am dying. This is the Iron Spider suit.
I'm sorry, Doc. I'm so sorry.
Yes, you're sorry. And yet, you let it happen. Makes one wonder where your priorities lie. I mean, if I was really that important to you.
There's the Eclipta alba.
Like this reminds me of some mysterious stuff, like Far From Home.
I need time, but I need an antitoxin to mix a permanent antidote. One of Harry's research
Oh yeah, you
stations
missed it.
is developing a synthetic atropine.
Basically, it was
Gotta get
pursuing.
there fast.
It was pursuing Scorpion.
Giant deadly scorpion tails. Lovely. Thanks, brain.
How you feeling, Spider? Raw panic crawling up your spine.
Scorpion, how'd you get this number?
Always asking
Sorry, I got
those
distracted.
interesting questions.
Yeah, I basically got injected by Scorpion, so like I'm kind of like
Am I calling
inside this fantasy world. I'm hallucinating basically.
Real or no, when I cure this poison, I'm coming for you, Mac.
Big talk, you little bug. Have fun chasing pink elephants.
Here's the research station. We need that atropine. Atropine's right there.
Gosh. This is like just the like most not fun part.
Atropine's gone. Oh, not again.
What are you doing? Hey,
You're too
Cosmo,
late.
what are you doing?
Just as you were too late to help me.
Hey,
you,
cut it out,
Doc.
Cosmo. Like, this reminds me so much of Devil May Cry.
The parts of myself I suppressed, but you helped me break those chains.
I'm sorry. I'll find a way to help you. I swear.
Stop deluding yourself. You never help anyone. The poison isn't in.
Like, doesn't this remind you of,
Everyone
like
you
the stuff
touch
with
suffers.
Mysterio?
Stop running from me. Let me try.
I want nothing from you. You're a failure at life, love, career. You bring nothing but pain.
No, stop. I'm not giving up on you. Please, just talk to me. I can help you.
So you can treat me like all the rest. Containing me, suffocating me. No, I will let my genius shine on its own.
There it is. The atropine.
It's like just, like putting the Sinister Six in this game was like the most genius thing. And the way they wrapped it all together,
Got the atropine.
brilliant.
Now I just need to mix up the antidote. Looks like I'm headed back to the lab.
You're with us.
I'm nearly cured. Sorry to bust up your plans.
Oh, man, don't worry. There's plenty of surprises left for you. We'll be seeing each other again real soon.
Count 'em. Holy! They look so real.
Feel hella real, bruh.
Made it. Somehow. But I'm running out of time. I need to mix the antidote.
Go in, walk normally,
Finally.
pass out. Did it freeze?
I think not. You're in my.
It definitely froze for a second there.
You're just.
That part
like
was not
us,
supposed to be there that
trying
long.
to steal my genius. Everything that.
Thought I forgot about you.
Scorpion. Are you even real? Hold still. I'll show you an opening. Another hallucination. At least he had an imaginary glass jaw.
Yeah, it definitely froze. My man was on the ground for a minute. I hate
Not
this.
gonna be that easy.
Sure it is. Now I know you're the poison trying to distract me. Bring it on.
You're a loser. All you'll ever be is a loser.
Let him get to me. One down. Got it.
The world will be better off without you.
Gotta get rid of him and focus on the job. Nice. Just a few more left.
Some hero. Everyone you ever met suffered.
Another one down.
Where they at?
If I was your idol, I would have choked in front of a bullet too.
My inner voice has really developed an attitude. One more. I need to try to nail him when he stops me.
Ever notice?
Hope that's the last of them. I can barely stand up. There's the equipment I need.
There we go.
Finally. I'm running out.
Finally, a way out.
Where'd my suit go? I think I took decontamination a little too far. I'd better put some clothes on. Much better. Let's just go ahead and forget that ever happened.
So funny thing is, I can actually make that. I can actually go out as and use that as my suit if I really, really want to. If I remember correctly, I think I just unlocked it. Did I? Where is it? Oh, I guess not. Oh well. Finally.
It's still foggy. Need to work the last of this poison out of my system before I tackle the other villains. Good time to go on patrol.
Who's firing at me? Cosmo, why are you being destructive?
Maybe you can scare some kids straight by telling them how miserable you are right now.
He's Spidey as long as he has the
MJ,
mask.
hey, you mind if I toss a kind of thorny ethical question at you? When is it okay to give up on a friend?
Oh, wow, Pete. Thinking of Otto?
That obvious, huh?
Yeah, understandable, though. The high-minded, generous part of me wants to say, never. Being a true friend means being there, even when people lose their way. But with what Otto's done, I just don't know, Pete. I guess you have to decide if the Otto Octavius you knew is still in there or not. Maybe if he was ever even in there at all.
Yeah.
See, I disagree with Mary. Yeah.
Thanks, MJ.
See, I
gotta
just say I
process some
disagree with
stuff.
Mary J. Like,
Call me anytime, Pete.
there are plenty of
I'm here
times
for
where
you.
it's good to give up on a friend. Stuff like that is one of them. So like one of the things that prompted the post I made yesterday about wanting to reconnect with old people, with old friends, but also like, you know, having difficulty with letting go and whatnot. like part of that stems from the fact that like
Like a job for
I lost like in the last decade I lost mad people that I considered good friends of mine. People I have some really fond memories with. People I used to hang out with in high school, and college, and all of that. And come on, that's not fair. Who's firing? But like, people being racist, I stopped fucking with a lot of people because of, racism and a bunch of other stuff. Like, I can think back to when the Zimmerman decision came down in, what was that, 2013, I want to say? Oh yeah, 100%. Cosmo, please stop. This dog is so greedy. That's why I don't like giving him treats, because he always wants more and wants more. But like, yeah, just... It's, I mean, a bunch of them were.
Okay, I need to get after Scorpion, but I haven't seen Aunt May face to face since the fire. I think I can afford a quick pit stop at Feast.
Yeah. A lot of them were. It's funny because, I mean, you know how DeMath and Seton are. You know how the makeup of how those schools are. It's like when you're younger, a lot of times you don't know better, but when you get older, like you start remembering certain stuff. You start remembering certain things, and you start remembering certain experiences, and you remember the way you got treated in some cases, and you're like, wow, that was pretty racist. But when you're younger, you're not always completely cognizant of that, so you don't always know how to recognize microaggressions, and you're not always able to recognize very subtle stuff that's not as overt as someone calling you the N-word or a racial slur.
Just for a second, I thought about letting Sable and the convicts shoot it out. Okay, it's kind of horrible. Guess I better stop. Now, you could
yeah, I went to Catholic school until I was 18.
Okay, let's get after those convicts.
I was at Catholic school. Basically, I went to my like the I was about to say elementary. My daycare was not Catholic. My daycare was a regular old thing, but it was down the street from the Catholic school that me and both of my siblings all went to.
More guys, man. Silver
Because I went to Holy Comforter in Northeast DC. And that was my elementary and my middle school. And then DeMatha for high school. And like I was telling a friend of mine the other day, like I had it doubly bad when it comes to DeMatha because my uncle is a priest, and my uncle actually graduated from the seminary or was at the seminary at the same time as many of the priests who were at DeMatha. So like when I got to DeMatha, they knew my last name, and they knew my family. They knew members of my family. St. Mark's. That sounds familiar.
Don't worry, I'll make sure y'all get a ride back to Rikers.
Yeah, like it wasn't surprising. Like a lot of my DeMatha friends are on that list, you know. And it sucks because I lost some awesome people I used to go to cons with. They're like, bruh, racism. Yeah, it's just...
I'm coming! Hurry!
It just sucks because it's really unfortunate that, whoops. I don't really feel that bad about not, yeah, I don't feel bad about not rescuing the officer right there. They'll be okay. It's just a game. Yeah. They have a responsibility to know better and do better, you know? If you're going to be someone who, you know, accepts having, you know, friends or, you know, romantic partners or even business partners who are of color or of a marginalized group, then, you know, a lot of the stuff that you have and know is going to have to get unlearned.
Keep everyone fed. Oh, Peter,
that's really what it comes down to. Like the Trayvon Martin thing, like when the Zimmerman decision came down, like I saw so many people that I used to be friends with just like that, and so it was disappointing. But those weren't the people I was talking about reconnecting with.
Didn't you tell me something once about accepting that I'm human just like everyone else?
In my post the other day, it's just
masters at turning my own
words
against me. I am fine.
Sometimes, like, it's just, you know, like those are relationships I had to let go of.
Miles? Could he help out?
Oh, he is.
Those are definitely relationships I had to let go of.
From the relief center.
And sometimes it sucks because those are, you know, again, some of those people were super important to me, or people that I, you know, considered really good friends.
Give me a chance
and like,
to nurse my
a lot of times, what doesn't get acknowledged is like the loneliness really stems from when you get rid of those people, when you give up on a friend as
worry about you and May.
You give up on a friend. Oh, okay. I love this part. One of my favorite parts with MJ and Peter is coming up soon.
Quiet. So much
okay, yeah, it is. But yeah, like it's just a matter of you know, like the loneliness really comes from not having an alternative.
Beast needs those antibiotics. You hear the sound?
Not having an alternative.
Guy hit him?
When you let these seemingly really important people go.
Stupid crack about the guy's
need to distract him. Hacking apps should work.
Dude's got issues, man.
Okay, that did it.
That's true, and I think that's kind of where I'm at because like the post the other day.
Medical containers in that tent. Maybe
The post the other day was basically centered around, you know, someone who I considered my best friend or one of my best friends, and like even to this day, like I don't exactly know why they stopped being friends with me and like what happened to make them not want to be friends with me anymore. Like I remember the events of 2 years ago, but like even the thing that, you know, they say is the reason they stopped being my friend doesn't make sense, because they were being weird to me like before then, you know. And like the thing that they say is the reason, like, doesn't make a ton of, for me it doesn't make a ton of sense. And so, like I wrote a song a couple years ago about like closure, right? Closure, like the concept of closure. Oh crap. Couldn't do anything about that. But like, you know, the concept of closure is like a thing that is not something that you can necessarily get from a person. It's basically a conclusion you have to come to on your own. You know, it's something you have to figure out for yourself. Like, what is closure? What does that look like? And I think just in this case in general, like I've kind of struggled because I don't really know, you know, what exactly, I guess it's just, you know, I just have to kind of wonder what if, because like a thing I always come back to is, you know, like I lost a lot of friends over the last decade, and in some cases, like I felt like it was warranted. Like I had a dude who, you know, I'd been friends with for over a decade, and we got into this really intense argument. We got into this really heated argument because he was basically saying that he was going to, like, if he found out his child was gay or transgender, that he would beat it out of them, and that, you know, they were mentally sick, and, you know, he wasn't gonna you know, deal with any F words. And I'm just like, it was so disappointing. It was just so disappointing because, like, you know how it is, like when you know someone who's they're smart, and they're smart when it comes to a lot of things, then there's just one subject that they like all logic and intelligence seemingly goes out the window.
Is a very large man.
And like I swear, like, it was a whole argument the entire trip to Baltimore, and it was just, again, just super disappointing. And I'm like, damn, like, you know, you're my bro. Like, we had so many good times, so many parties, so many heart-to-heart conversations, and like, when it comes to, and you know how it is when it comes to your friends, like, you don't want to give up on them, so a lot of times you're more lenient than you are when it's a total stranger. Like, if you see a total stranger saying some homophobic or transphobic or, you know, bullshit, then, you know, you're like, whatever, you know, you go for broke. But when it's someone you consider a friend, like on some level you know, you try to reason with them, you try to talk to them, you try to get through, you know, you try to plead to them, you try to use your emotions to plead to them, you know, in hopes that they'll, you know, get it.
We are having fun with lights now. I will have fun with your game.
Right.
Out. I promise not to crush.
And that's like the thing. And I'm like, that's a relationship like that I like sometimes when I wanna like go like when I wanted to go out or like go somewhere and it's like, damn, I wish I could call this man and like, you know, I could be like, hey bro, you know, let's go hang out here. Hey bro, let's go get some food. Let's go catch up.
Moving forward is right past them.
You test my patience.
Forward.
I do not need this.
Too close. I gotta get out of here.
No more games.
Okay, the first comment cut off, so like I can't. I don't know what they would ask because I only see part of it. It just said then ask shit like WH, and then I don't see the rest of the comment.
Yo!
Oh man. Okay. I gotta get out of here.
Stuff like that is, I mean, like I said, you completely understand.
Maybe if I get up there.
And I find you. I will crush you.
That container.
Yeah.
That's my exit.
You cannot hide.
Need to get him to clear the opening.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, with stuff like that, it's like, it really is a thing of pick your battles too. Cause like, you know, I won't speak for how other people decide to navigate their relationships with people, how they decide to navigate their relationships with friends. But you know, I have a really hard line stance when it comes to a lot of that stuff.
Get off me! Just give us the wallet. Give it us, man.
Excuse me.
Help!
I have a really hard line stance when it comes to some of that stuff.
Hey, leave
Just
him
because,
alone!
like, I have friends who are gay. I have friends who are trans. I have friends who are women. I have friends who are non-binary. You know, I have friends who are part of all of these different groups, and it's like, what kind of, like, how does that reflect on me if I have someone who I consider a friend that I'm okay with them, I'm okay calling them friend, and they say this really hateful
What the hell's he saying?
rhetoric, you know?
Be saying anything in a
Like I tell the story. I used to be part of a.
I'm good, kid.
I don't know if we were Facebook friends when I made this post, but I made a post a while ago that was basically like, you know, one of my biggest regrets was being in a rap group that, you know, with a bunch of people who turned out to be white supremacists and incels.
Hey, so don't freak out, but I gotta fill you in on
Like,
some stuff.
I've done mad music. I've performed with, I've hung out with, smoked weed with these dudes, and like, they were homies. And like, And then just like the last couple years, like a lot of those dudes, you know, really just kind of exposed themselves.
Incredible work, Miles. Stick close to Feast. If the convicts get desperate, they may try to raid the shelter.
Way ahead of you. Anything else happens here, I'll let you know.
Great. Thanks, Miles.
Okay, so fun story. I feel like I've said this on
Yuri,
stream before.
Figured out Rhino's deal. He's attacking Oscorp's relief centers.
But I used to be, well, not used to be. I'm still an atheist. But like,
sounds like our boy.
Back in.
You holding up okay?
Tired. I'm hanging in there.
We'll get through this.
Back in, what was it, 20. What was it, 20.
This is Stable Control. What's the situation inside Village?
When was it? So basically back in like 2010, I want to say. Back in like 2010, may have been 2011, I discovered this, you know, this very prominent atheist rapper, right? And being that that was like a side of myself at that time that I was really kind of figuring out for myself, like I was still kind of figuring out like how I was still trying to navigate my feelings on like religion and faith and stuff like that, you know, because, you know, even though I went to Catholic school all those years, like I had been pretty much agnostic. I've been agnostic since I was like 14. I've been agnostic since I was about 14. So like there wasn't a thing in particular I was like searching for, but I just ended up finding. Oh, listen, listen, the misogyny and racism. That's I'm gonna touch on that because that is something that completely threw me off from the atheist community in general. But yeah, like, you know, I ended up performing at, if you remember the Reason Rally in 2012, it was done by, I think it was done by American atheists. Like all of these prominent non-believers and people were there, and they marched on Washington. I think The Daily Show like covered it that year. And yeah, it was like this huge deal. And so I ended up performing that year, like me and a bunch of these dudes who I had known from online, who we had done music together and stuff. Me and a lot of these dudes, like we performed and we hung out, and it was amazing. And we started this rap group together, this rap collective. We wanted to be like Wu-Tang Clan. But being like pro-science and making secular music, like, so no 5%er rhetoric, no religious rhetoric.
Thought you were a loner.
Means an egg. All of life means an egg.
And excuse me, sorry, I had to burp really bad. It's weird.
So what's the end for these particular means?
Freedom. True freedom. No more feud. No more Rhino.
Whoops. Sorry, I got distracted again. Where's this dude at?
I always liked this suit. So distinctive.
Be thankful, Paul. Without you, I make less trouble for you.
Yeah, and like, so it's funny. So like, and like I said, when you don't know any better, a lot of times you can, you know, it's very easy to fall for, you know, kind of whatever.
I am almost sorry to destroy your tiny face.
To kind of fall for whatever, you know. And so with the whole atheism thing, sorry, I was like trying to make sure, I was trying to time that right, and I was like, I don't know if I can talk and do that at the same time. Jeez.
Hey, Rhino! Pretend I'm capitalism and smash the state!
But yeah, like, so you fall in line with these people, and like I said, kind of growing up at that time, like it was before I really knew better with a lot of stuff. So for me, I like I wasn't being very inclusive with like how I used to
if I didn't show up, beg him to give up.
I wasn't very inclusive when it comes to stuff. So like a lot of my mentality on some stuff was like it was still very male-centered, very male-dominated, so on and so forth. I gotta see where these dudes are at. Oh, here you are.
Get me out of here! Be a man, Gungan.
So you guys in Octavius, huh? You have a name yet? The Scary Six? The Dirty Half Dozen?
The Dirty Half Dozen. So like, around, I want to say around, at the same time that I like met this group, so like this was like when the online atheist community was really like starting to pop off. And so like, I was meeting all these different people, and I actually got involved with this group called Black Freethinkers. And with Black Freethinkers, I met this woman who would be the reason that I learned about like feminism and like issues that affect women, you know. And
Rhino's getting his suit removed.
Got him.
I will squash both myself.
And like, and basically over the course of like, I want to say like 2 to 3 years, I had a complete identity shift, you know, as I learned about, you know, women's issues and feminism, and kind of unlearned the kind of gendered way that we speak about, you know, issues. You know, I became much more inclusive. I decided to be smarter with my language.
Rhino's stunned. Time for fists of fury.
So like cause I like, for example, I released a mixtape in 2013, and like I ended up rewriting a lot of the music for that mixtape, and ultimately my debut album, because I wanted to be more inclusive, and I wanted to, you know, make sure that I wasn't just only addressing men when I would talk about, like, you know, the fight for liberation, or, you know, the fight to resolve all these issues that plague society as a whole. So like that was part of it, but it was like, as I learned and talking to like so many people, like I just realized that, you know, like a lot of these dudes were dudes who would, you know, they were like, I don't support feminism, but I'm egalitarian, which I'm like, okay, but, you know, feminism is it's necessary. Like, if egalitarianism were all that were necessary to, you know, to make sure that, you know, women's rights are being handled like men's, then all right, cool. But you know, obviously this exists because there is a specific need to it. And then like there were a lot of politics internally that happened that I wasn't a fan of. So like we had a show. Okay, so I left the group, I want to say in like 2013, ended up rejoining the group in 2014, and in 2014, like we ended up doing a showcase, planning a showcase in DC, right? Now listen to this for fuckery's sake, right? I'm saying this too because it is also relevant. So like we were planning a show, right? And like in this group, like it's not supposed to be about you know, one person being the leader, so on and so forth. Like we effectively were supposed to have a council that would, you know, oh, that's why this is happening. Okay.
Rocket backpacks? Those seem dangerous. Hey guys, those seem dangerous. Happy to sign autographs, but no selfies.
So yeah, we started on this event, and like it was like when they approached me about you know, being part of the showcase, I was like, cool. You know, this is my city. You guys are coming from, you know, you guys are gonna come here and, you know, come to my city. Cool. And you know, the way they were speaking about it was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be a headliner, so on and so forth, right? That turned out to not be true, and like politics ended up dictating that, you know, in my own city, I was only going to get, this event was 3 hours long from 8 to 11, and I was only going to get 10 minutes of performance. Meanwhile, two dudes who were performing that night together were getting 2 hours of performance time. They were both getting solo sets, and then they were doing a set together, and like there were so many internal politics that kind of went into it, and it's like, hold on a second, hold on. I was like, first of all, this wasn't billed, this event wasn't even being billed as what you're marketing it as now. And then on top of that, how is this fair?
Maybe it'll help keep the city a little bit safer.
How is this fair? I was like, you have 6 people performing. You're squeezing 4 of us into the first hour, and then the two of you together. And the 2 of you together are taking up 2 hours of screen time. How is that fair? Here's the thing, it's not fair. And like that rubbed me the wrong way. I was not a fan of that at all. But then here's the other thing that kind of made me mad, right? So like when you're a musician, or not even just when you're a musician, when you do anything and you're trying to, you know, get people to pay attention to your art and what you do, like you want people to you want eyes to pay attention to what you do. But like when it came to actually promoting the event, they didn't really want to do anything. They didn't really want to do anything, you know, to actually promote the event. I'm like, bro, if we're a hip hop group and this is a hip hop show, why aren't we you know, promoting it that way. Like, I get that we want our fans to come, yes. But like, we should also want to make new fans by putting people on games. So like, what it is that we do. So like, yeah, like me and some other dudes had some ideas. We were like, yeah, we can do like a cipher. You know, we can record a cipher. You know, we can record it. You can put it up on YouTube and Facebook, and you know, really try to milk it. It's like, hey, you know, we can go pass out flyers and try to tell people like, hey, you know, if you're not doing anything tonight, you know, we have
maybe
you
it'll
know,
help keep the city a little bit safer.
we got a hip hop event going. Like, come check us out. You know, we do some different stuff, and they just weren't down for it.
I'm not ready to give up yet.
Me either.
Then come to find out, the event was being held at this place, actually not too far from where I live, and the event was like they were charging people to come to the event. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the fact that they were charging people to come to the event. The actual venue wasn't charging anything. In fact, it didn't cost anything to even go to the restaurant or to even go to the show. So basically, they had people pay this money they had people pay this money there we go, finally. I was trying to find where that was. They had people pay this money, and it wasn't even necessary.
10-10, possible narcotic cell reported. Officers needed in Central Park.
That's what I wanted to know. And even to this day, I'm not 100% sure of like where exactly the money went to.
Drug trade's gotten
but
more
like,
aggressive post-Fisk. Gotta stomp that out. Aw, you guys are like little kingpins in training. So cute.
I did do the event, and I had fun. I had fun doing the event. It was cool. What's funny is I did something at the event that literally nobody really picked up on, right? And that is, I did my. Oh no, I didn't do it. I thought about doing it, but I didn't do it. I'm trying to remember the music I performed. And I did, if I remember correctly. No, I can't remember. I did Personal Foul, The Ark. Huh, I can't remember what it is. But like there was a song I had written that was kind of like a diss. Not a full diss, but I took some shots at them during that period I had left, and I thought about performing it because I really didn't like how that whole thing went down. But yeah. But I ended up leaving the group, never officially, but just a couple things, like the way that whenever these dudes like to pride themselves on being like
Thanks, Pete.
trans intellectuals and all this and that.
Norman's penthouse is on the top floor, but the elevator's on lockdown.
The way that it's just the way that they would talk about race,
excuse me,
and sex and gender and stuff like that, like
okay?
they sounded like every 4chan, you know, type of shit that you can possibly imagine, right? Like you think of like some dumb shit, you hear from people on 4chan or some of these other websites, and like that's the kind of stuff that you would, that's the kind of regressive stuff that you would hear. You know, they started like the leader,
maybe I can rile them up to create a distraction.
Who was a homie of mine at one point. You know, like he just started saying these things, having these posts that were just so anti-black and like super misogynistic, and you know, like just parroting this rhetoric, and like, you know, I wasn't a fan. Like I didn't like that shit. And then like my, you know, one of my homies, who I did music with, like I didn't like how he got treated, and like me and him made a lot of the same observations. It was just like a lot of really gross rhetoric about, you know, minorities and women, and it's crazy because some of these men were minorities. You know, they were of a particular race or ethnicity, but you know, but they were very tokenized in the sense of like they considered themselves the exception. You know, they would parrot the same kind of rhetoric and language that was just so gross. I just couldn't. Like I couldn't be associated with that. I couldn't be affiliated with that. I'm like, I thought a lot about who my audience is, and based on the numbers that I have of my music, like a good portion of my fan base is women. Like a lot of women listen to my music, so like I'm not sure how I could rationalize having a fan base comprised of women, and I'm over here, you know, doing music with dudes that are, you know, that have all these really ugly beliefs about women. That see all these really gross, terrible stereotypes about women, about black women in particular too. Like, I'm like, I just can't. I was like, I can't stamp this.
Elevator controls in the security room. Next.
I can't stamp this at all.
Mary Jane Watson, super spy. Time to unlock that elevator.
So, yeah, and like.
That did it.
Like I just, you know, just again, just realized that like just a lot of the stuff that I would say, like like I was going against the grain. I'm like, y'all brothers are dope. You guys are super dope at your craft. Super dope at your craft. But I can't rhyme with y'all. Like I can't.
Elevator. This is it.
And I was like, just on some level, like I have to have some integrity for myself, some dignity for myself. I have to be, you know, aware of the people that I keep around me, the kind of energy that I, you know, that I'm sending out, the kind of stances that I'm standing for, and who exactly I'm associating with, because that kind of stuff matters, especially when it comes to, you know, any kind of entertainment related thing, you know. And then I thought about it, and I was like, ultimately these people haven't really done anything for my career.
Something up here. I'm gonna find it.
They haven't done anything for my career, you know, that would warrant me having some sense of loyalty. And then, like, with the way that I am, if I don't feel like
schematics,
if I don't feel like there's a point to having a conversation, then I won't do it. You know, it's like I was saying with friends earlier. Like there are certain people who have certain stances.
This mask is incredible. Is it showing a door hidden in that wall? Wonder where it leads.
And it's just like, I can't. Because like with some people I'm willing to try to have that conversation. You know, I'm willing to do that.
This must be from when Harry left for Europe last year. Why was Norman so dramatic about a trip to Europe? Secret keypad behind the family portrait. Norman must like spy movies.
That's what I'm saying.
Code for that keypad.
That's my whole thing. And like, here's the thing. Even though I'm an atheist, like I am also not of. I'm not someone who likes to openly like disrespect people when it's, you know, not when it's like unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Like I like disrespecting people's religious faiths, disrespecting, like it's not interesting. It's really not interesting.
Spider-Man problem.
It doesn't like.
So weird.
It's not a personality, and that was the thing.
Pete's powers.
That was the thing.
Weirder still that Norman is such an active part of it.
Kind of, I think a lot of atheists kind of don't understand is like.
MJ,
when you really break it down,
just ballooned. I think Norman's being moved.
Atheism is.
They might spot me.
Like it's not really something you can rally around or rally behind.
I should be okay for now.
That's why the entire notion of like an atheist community is kind of weird, because like outside of our lack of or non-belief in higher beings, you know, like there's like this isn't really something for us to bond over. Like, I don't believe in God either. And like that's it.
Blueprint for the apartment. Tons of empty space right behind the wall with a family portrait. Who leaves space unused in a Manhattan apartment?
And so, as I mentioned earlier, I was part of, you know, Black non-believers, and so like in being part of Black non-believers, and I learned about feminism and, you know, human right and various human rights of all kinds.
Lock. Looks like he used Harry's last day as the code.
As
Harry left for Europe.
You know, in working with them, we started to imagine like, you know, doing social justice work, but like without the added religious,
need to find that keypad code.
Without the added religious aspect of stuff, right?
Harry said his
it was like, imagine that we can do something like
You'd be surprised if
have like AA meetings and you know, meetings for people who have addiction, but we don't use, you know, one's faith in God as like the basis for that. That we can help people get better and do better and be better without the dogma attached to it, without feeling like we have to proselytize, without feeling like you have to proselytize in order to, you know, do it. And like just kind of imagining, like not even that, but just like doing you know, good work in general, you know, like without the expectation of, you know, a higher power is going to, you know, give us credit and stuff for doing the right thing. Like it's literally just doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Oh man, look at us. We used to be so carefree. I miss those days.
Yeah, like and this was a thing we were trying to do. So me and Kim and a couple other people with Black non-believers, you know, we wanted to create that. So I've in late 2013, early 2014, I founded my first organization, Chocolate City Skeptics, and we wanted to do that. We wanted to create the space for that. We were like, hey, we want to do social justice work, but without the dogma. And so when I set out in 2013, 2014 to do it, that was the goal.
But I had no idea it was genetic. Did Harry ever get tested?
See, and that's awesome. And shout out to your friend for doing that, because I feel like that's I mean, it's necessary. I don't know how many times over the years I've had people in my Black non-believer groups, you know, talk about
Harry's
the fact
mom,
that,
Emily.
you know, they want to find a therapist, or they want to find.
The prettiest mom at Midtown, but you might have been right.
They want to find some sort of services that can provide help, but without the belief attached to it. So, like, one of the examples we used to use is like in churches, you know, a lot of times in churches, like, one of the ways that they kind of positively impact the communities that they're in is because they'll do stuff like have free daycare services for parents who need it. Like, you can find someone in the church who can watch your kid. You know, if you need help with groceries or a bill or something, like, generally you can go there and find, you know, the service that you need.
Harry wants to be an environmental attorney.
And so, like, we wanted to try to find ways to provide those kind of services, but without the dogma and whatnot.
Why didn't you tell us you were
So, like,
sick?
we did a couple events in early 2014, you know, trying to get our name out in the community, try to network with people. We had people who went out for National HIV Testing Day, you know, and be part of a local group who needed help with HIV testing. We were part of a lunch drive. We made a bunch of lunch items. We donated a bunch of stuff, and they made a bunch of lunch items for you know, children in DC schools
Harry's
who
journal.
needed.
His last entry is marked July 18.
Who would need food and whatnot.
That must be the code.
And, you know, made I want to say it was like either like 500 or 1,000. I don't remember the number. But, like, you know, we were doing all this stuff to try to get our name out there. And, like, this is the kind of stuff that I was interested in doing, because I was like, yeah, atheism by itself doesn't need to, like, by itself is not interesting. I'm not interested in atheist activism, because atheist activism is like, hey, there's a 10 Commandments statue here that we don't believe should be here.
on standby.
And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's important, but, like, not as important as, you know, like,
Norman's cure is ready. He's headed to the lab it's at now. Can you follow?
Not without alerting him.
You know,
somebody spiked Sable's coffee today. Her men are set on double secret probation alert.
Okay, then stay ready. I've almost got the location.
that was like my thing.
Better check it out.
Right. That was like my thing. We wanted stuff that's gonna, because ultimately too, like, here's the thing. If we also want to, like, encourage skepticism and, you know, saying, like, telling people that it's okay to have questions about your faith. It's okay to question, you know, the things that you believe and that you're taught. And all, like, it's okay, you know, it's okay to do that.
Bingo.
Oh, I'm gonna pause this until you get back.
Creepy.
I use the bathroom anyway.
Gotta find the location of
Break
the
time.
Devil's Breath lab.
That dude flopped. That dude flopped. Ooh, my arm. Ooh. Alright, Cosmo. Watch out, Cosmo. I'm literally pausing here so that she can see this. Because it's actually really important. Isn't it important, Cosmo? Cosmo knows it's important. That was a really bad attempt. This Cosmo of mine. I'm trying to figure out what I should stream next. I think I did a poll and I said Devil May Cry. I also want to do Nier Automata. Oh, you're back. Cool.
Something in this room must be useful.
So yeah, like this is an important scene. No, you didn't miss the end, but this is an important scene for something. And so I was like, I have to make sure that you see this.
Spiders. Is Norman trying to reverse engineer Peter's abilities? The labels on these cages. Bioelectrokinesis. Optical camouflage? What the hell is he trying to create?
I can't even be mad at the kid.
GGR 27 research log.
You know, I've
The whole project has gone to hell.
I actually am considering, I don't know when I'm going to get to the point, but I am going to watch all of Pokemon at some point. I really only watched Pokemon up to a point, and I don't really remember at what point that I stopped.
With just a little more research, I know we could perfect it.
I feel like I've said this before.
I'll spend the next 18 months on PR mop-up. What a waste of time.
Devil's Breath isn't a disease, It's an attempt at a cure. Wow. Norman wins the fancy map contest. Looks
My
like
whole
the Upper
thing
West
is,
Side.
if I decide to take on all 1,000 plus episodes of Pokemon, I can no longer make fun of people who watch One Piece.
Looks like Norman's tracking Dr. Michael's movements. Creepfest. Huh. This shows all of Oscorp's properties. Had no idea they owned so much of New York. Sable troop deployments.
Yes.
They're
Yes,
stationed all
it
over
is
the
indeed
city.
that.
I bet I can find the Devil's Breath lab with this. It must be an Oscorp property with a ton of Sable protection, frequented by Dr. Michaels. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Nice. Got some overlap with Dr. Michaels' path. Commercial buildings. Nice. Got some overlap with Dr. Michaels' path. Wow. So many records facilities. GR-27. That's the code name for Devil's Breath. This is it. 10th and Cathedral. Isn't that...
I mean, Pokemon is good. It's a good show. I'm just curious how it's aged over the years.
I knew it. 10th and Cathedral, Oscorp's records department. Perfect.
I really wonder how it's aged over the years. And like I think I've mentioned before that you know, the Pokemon manga is different from the show.
And we are rolling. I will be right next.
I believe
door.
Ash
Relax
is
and
12
let the medicine do its
in
work.
the Pokemon manga, and you know, he has the same kind of how do I say this? Urges that, you know, young boys tend to have.
I thought this was just a consultation. Boys seem ready. I'm going in there. No, you can't. It's too late.
And you know, yeah, I would just be really curious to see, you know, what got adopted in future seasons of Pokemon. I really do wish he would age up some. Like, I really do wish, because I like with long-running series, like it really makes it hard to believe that, you know, there's 1,000 episodes of Pokemon, and Ash has been 10 years old for all of that.
Who's there?
Yeah, pay attention.
Damn it.
Like,
we have a breach. High alert.
I'm trying to think. Like, 'cause I was there when Ash and Misty were a thing. And I was there when, I think, May.
And a lot more.
I think May was the,
2 avenues over. Say the word and I'm there.
Great. Keep the motor running.
Ah, crap. That was my fault.
Pete, I've got the lab location. And a lot more. How far away are you?
2 avenues over. Say the word and I'm there.
Great. Keep the motor running.
Control. Status. Nothing to report.
And I think Ash and Misty is definitely my first time like doing any kind of shipping. But like, I remember how annoying it used to be because like it was such a tease. Like, it was so obvious that Ash and Misty liked each other, and yet in the manga, I mean not in the manga, and yet they never like really kind of went into it in the show at all. Or they teased it, but it was never. It like they never played it up, which I guess understandable because you know that's not what the show is about. But still. Oh, this is my favorite part. I love this part right here.
Pete, you here?
Turning off lights now. Are you okay?
We'll be in a few seconds. Northwest corner. You ready?
Wait, hold on.
It's too late. You're up.
You are crazy.
You're amazing.
You know what kind of faith you gotta have in somebody to, you know, jump off a building, hoping that they get there in time to get to you. But yeah, I love that. I love that scene, only because I really like seeing
it's all so much to
the
take
two
in.
of them together.
Harry's sick.
And I like their romance.
And Dr. Octavius?
I know.
This is all my fault.
No, not the song again. You are not alone anymore, Pete. Let Miles and me look after Feast. You find Norman. You find the cure.
Thanks, partner.
And look at that. Reconciliation after their big fight the last time we streamed on here. Is it? I told one of my friends about Miraculous Ladybug because they were looking for something to watch with their kids, and so I sent them your recommendation.
I have to get that anti-serum and start putting things right. There must be some way to reach Leonardo. Convince them to give up this crusade for revenge. They've both done so much good for the world. They can't throw their legacies away just to spite Norman. Okay.
I mean, if there's shipping involved, I'll probably like it.
I hope this is good news.
It is. Oscorp just created an anti-serum.
There's a cure? Oh, thank God. How quickly can we get it to people?
I'm on my way to find out. The lab is at 10th and Cathedral.
Wait. I just got a report of a helicopter going down in that area.
Oh no. That could be Norman's helicopter.
I'd send officers your way, but I don't have any.
Don't worry. I'm on it. So I'll be over soon. I promise.
Oh, I can imagine. Ooh, I can imagine. I miss the days where I used to write fan fiction. I used to write mad fan fiction way back in the day.
Does anyone else find?
Can I just go? The lab is there. Like I wrote a Who's Line Is It Anyway parody called Whose Smasher Is It Anyway, because I love Super Smash Bros. So I did that for that. I did a Link and Zelda fan fiction. Wow, that pizza looks really good. Lord knows I don't need any. I did a Link and Zelda one because for some reason Marth and Zelda in the Smash Bros fandom was like a super popular ship. And it was really only born out of the fact that they're both royalty. You know, Martha's a prince, Zelda's a princess, blah blah blah, right? That's pretty much where that came from. Dang right.
I gotta stop that car.
I love Cruise Line. That was my shit back in the day. Anything with Ryan Stiles, Colin Mockery, Wayne Brady. Gosh, I can't remember the names. The Drew Carey era was my favorite. Like, I can't even think of what's the name that hosts it now. Gosh. Whatever her name is.
Reinforcements. I guess this is what they call organized crime.
Like, the stuff with her hosting is cool. But like, Drew Carey was my guy.
Gotta give that wheelman props. Manhattan rush hour is no joke. Sorry, spider emergency.
It's gosh, I can't. She's it's a black woman. I can't think of her name. She was on Criminal Minds for 2 seasons. Let me Google, cause now I'm
Open it.
what's her name? Aisha Tyler. That's her name. Aisha Tyler. Now she's cool. She's cool. Like I don't have any beef with her, but like having Drew Carey there is like the best.
Have to take care of these demons before I can follow Lee into the lab. Time to KO those snipers.
I like her too. I actually really liked her on Criminal Minds also. I didn't think that she was bad. And I'm usually pretty wary of, you know, comedians trying to do the serious stuff.
We need to get through these demons quick before Lee gets a hold of the anti-serum.
Yeah, that part does suck. I feel that way about Stephen Colbert. Like Colbert can still do comedy on some level, but like the thing that made Stephen Colbert great was the fact that he was parodying, you know, conservatives. And that's what made the Colbert Report so brilliant. And like I miss that. Like I still watch.
Spider-Man, leave now. My men will handle this.
I still watch.
Lee wiped out the agents stationed here.
You know, like some of his late show stuff.
Superhero.
But like, it's not the same. You know, I kind of liken it to same thing with like Trevor Noah and The Daily Show. Like Trevor Noah's version of The Daily Show is not bad, but I miss Jon Stewart so very much.
The demons chewed through Sable. Lee's on the warpath.
There we go. I was like, where's this dude at?
Sable made good on her threat, but these guys aren't looking to team up.
Tired of you harassing our agents, Spider-Man. This ends tonight.
You guys think I took out your men? You gotta be kidding me!
my gosh.
Gotta make this fast and get inside.
It's just, you know, they're different.
Really wish
But
they
man,
would
I
cut
just,
some slack. We should be on the
I
same
did that.
team.
I wrote Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction, obviously. Goodness. Get my ass kicked.
Demons
My
and Saber
goodness.
down. Time to follow Lee inside.
Like, I think, yeah, I think, like, I only really like shipping, like, when it makes sense to do it too. Because there's some times where, like, even though I ship, like, I'm totally okay with not doing it either.
You harass my men, destroy my equipment, and cost my client millions. Give me one good reason I should not kill you right now.
Listen, I don't like you, you don't like me. But Lee has your client inside this building right now, and he's gonna kill him if we don't do something. We could fight each other, or we could fight Lee, but not both.
Peter with the logic. Like, what am I thinking of? Like My Hero Academia. Great show.
Does it mean we're good?
Great show. And, like,
We'll
I
help you secure
understand the shipping
After that, I make
of
no
My Hero
promises.
Academia because it's so popular. But,
Lee's out of
like,
control.
because the characters are also so young, I'm okay with them not leaning
Secure
into,
Osborn.
like, romance or any type of romantic trope. When it's like,
Lee's have friends.
you know these characters are like
Okay, Lee.
14,
No more
15.
running. This ends tonight.
Like, I'm okay with not shipping. Yeah, like, when it goes, yeah, if it doesn't make sense for the character, then yeah. But, you know, I'm okay if it, you know, if it makes sense, then cool, go for it. Oh, I can't do it. Hold on. Look at that. I died because I did something stupid.
Okay, Lee. No more running. This ends tonight. This is insanity. I have to find a way to reach the Martin Lee I know. The man who built Feast.
I don't think I've encountered. I kind of felt.
No way to go but down.
Kind of felt that way with. No, I won't say it. I won't say that. But there are shows I've watched where I've thought the ship that they kind of went along with doesn't make sense, or that I would have preferred something different. Like I think I commented this when I watched Toradora.
Turn back, Spider-Man. This is me and Osborn.
I know about the accident. I know what happened to your parents.
The accident? You sound as clinical as Osborn.
This is why I like the attention to detail here.
My parents died because of me.
Like, look at
because
this.
of what Osborn did to me.
The changing of platforms and all of that.
You're more than your past. Don't let it control you.
I tried so hard to make my parents proud, to honor their legacy. But to truly honor them, Osborn must see justice.
I won't let you do this, Martin. Lee's pain, his anger, it's fueling his power.
I mean, I do too. But I like the ones that I feel like make sense for the characters. I do too. See, like, for example, people who ship Midoriya and Bakugo or ship Midoriya and Todoroki, I like that much more than I like people who ship Bakugo and Ochako. Because I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like the. I don't like the whole idea of, oh yeah, the best kind of couples are the one where you have the asshole guy and the sweet girl. I don't like watching those kind of that kind of stuff. I don't those kind of couples.
You don't help people. You use them.
You know, I think Midoriya and Ochako make a ton of sense. Honestly, my favorite My Hero ship is Todoroki and Yaoyorozu. Those are like that's my like they've really only interacted like once, and that was in that exam where they had to go against, I want to say All Might. No, maybe no, not All Might. I forget what teacher it was. I forget which teacher it was.
Osborn must be punished. His candor has infested this city for too long.
Osborn deserves true justice. He won't see it unless you stop now.
I'll never stop.
Oh, there you are.
Enough!
I agree. And honestly, I've said this too, this has been my criticism of My Hero, which is I really feel that they fumbled Todoroki's story to this point, because I can't think of a character who's so widely beloved in the fandom, and yet in terms of story, recently, like you really can't point to anything in particular with him and say, oh yeah, Like the stuff with him in Endeavor, like the abuse and all that, like I would love, like I want to see more. And like, this is the thing, this is the fear I have with shows that have large casts, which is you spend so much time, you know, trying to do something for everyone that you kind of don't even completely focus on the characters you have that are beloved. Like this past season, I really liked the stuff with not Endeavor, but with the red hair. What's his name? With the Red Riot. I can't think of his character name. But like, I love the character stuff with him. I love the stuff with Mirio also.
Beat the demon? I am the demon!
That is a big demon. Big.
You and Osborn will share a grave!
Yeah.
Enough! This will all be over soon.
I sure hope so.
Five characters is just about right.
We'll see about that. Can't give up. He's almost down.
You son of a bitch. I don't even think I'm playing this on. I think I'm playing this on max difficulty too. I think. Listen, my first playthrough of this game, I was dying like every 2 seconds. Like even more than I was dying when I played Avengers. Like I was getting my ass kicked so bad. So bad.
Osborn needs to pay.
I know. But this is the wrong way, Martin.
Oh, we're almost at the end. We're like right on the cusp.
Useless.
Otto?
Just toss Peter like a rag doll.
That look on your face. You can't imagine how satisfying it is. Ready for your final act?
That was such a bad foul. It wasn't even a foul.
Hey. Hey.
Where's Otto?
Gone. I would not worry about him right now.
He needs a hospital.
No. No hospital. Feast.
Ouch is putting it nicely.
I need to speak to your head doctor.
There's no doctors here.
Who's running this place?
Me, mostly.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a while, but I'll do my best. I'll need masks, gloves,
Right.
whatever you have that's sterile.
Thank you. You can thank me by not dying. Oh my god.
Way to be critical of the makeshift the makeshift you know, people.
He'll live, but he needs rest.
Hey, take it easy.
Where's May?
They say she could go at any moment. Where are you going?
I need to find Otto. He has the anti-serum. I don't know if I can beat him.
Maybe you can't. Maybe Spider-Man needs help from his friend Peter.
What?
Peter helped build those arms, remember? If anyone can find a weakness, it's him. Tiger.
Notice the spider.
All right. No. No, that's not it. Maybe it's this one. No.
Know what that means. Same here. Love me some Miles.
MJ's right. I built the neural interface. That means I can destroy it. There must be something at the lab I can use.
Gwen is awesome. She might have, like, she might have one of my favorite spider suits just in general. Like, I love the white, black, gray, pink combination.
Man, I gotta change this number.
It is just fire when it's all put together.
Sleep it off.
Your rescue of Osborn, despite his hatred, it affected me. I must return home. Reflect on this life I choose.
Dang. I think I'm actually gonna miss you and your death troopers.
Unfortunately, my agents will stay. Though I question our work, they do not. And Osborn continues to pay. I am sorry.
So close to being good news.
Indeed. I will miss you and your bizarre witticism, Spider-Man. Until we meet again.
What a strange, violent lady.
Last chance to upgrade. So I got 2 points available. What do I have? I don't care about that. What is this? I'll just do that. All right. That. Don't got enough for that. Don't got enough for that. Yeah, no, I still not enough for that. Any of that. Hey, honestly, I would get Funko Pops of all of them if I had the room anywhere to actually do them or to keep them. I own 2 Funko Pops and they are in the only place that I have room for them because I surely do not have room for them anywhere else.
You did the impossible, Doc. to destroy it. With a little creation of my own.
Jin? I do like this suit a lot. The only thing I dislike about this suit is I'm not able to, I don't get to choose my regeneration power. Then aerosol.
And once again, we have live footage of Mayor Osborn being held captive on the roof of the Oscorp Tower.
Wait, who's Jin?
You want me to beg? Not gonna happen.
The world will know the truth.
Oh, I haven't seen Rogue One. That's why. That's probably why I don't know.
Tell them what you did.
I'm going to finish these Star Wars films at some point.
Everything you have is built on lies! Lies!
See, I have a fear of heights, so this is like one of my worst fears ever. Being suspended over the top of buildings.
The truth.
With no safety net.
The truth. Okay. The truth is, you were only ever worth a damn when you worked for me. The truth is, you could never accept that I'm better than you. You're a failure, Otto, and you always will be.
Is Rogue one of the controversial Star Wars films?
Give me the anti-serum! Otto, I've worked your whole life to help you. Please.
You're fighting the wrong man. But have it your way.
We don't have much time! Please!
I'll turn over the anti-serum when Osborn pays for his crimes!
I'm probably gonna die
Just
here.
give me the anti-serum! You've already done enough to ruin Osborn!
No! He always bounces back! He had to lose everything! I see you have a new suit! It won't help!
I know your weaknesses!
I have no weaknesses! You're wasting my time!
You son of a bitch. knew that was gonna happen. Ugh.
We don't have much time! Please!
I'll turn over the anti-serum when Osborn pays for his crimes!
Just give me the anti-serum! You've already done enough to ruin Osborn!
No! He always bounces back! He has to lose everything! I see you have a new suit! It won't help!
I know your weaknesses!
I have no weaknesses! You're wasting my time! Osborn's the criminal, not me!
I'm trying to help you!
Enough playing!
Gotta move. People are dying! They need the anti-serum now!
I will cure the city after I bring down Osborn!
Goodness. Is that? Oh no.
Now save the city! Then we can do whatever you want!
I already know what I want! Now get out of my way before I really hurt you! How much is Osborn paying you to protect him?
I'm not protecting him! I'm trying to save the city!
What the? Come on, dog.
You're only hurting yourself! Give me the anti-serum, and I promise Osborn will face charges!
Liar! Just like Osborn! Nothing but lies!
What happened to the man who wanted to help people?
The weakling? The loser? He's gone!
Doctor, you're not thinking clearly!
On the contrary, I finally have clarity.
Please! Every second we fight, someone could die!
Yes! And Osborn will have to answer for every one of them! you. Enough of this!
Okay, and see. You fucking come on! There we go.
Such a disappointment. Parker. You knew? I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. You knew.
And that's fucked up.
I won't let you win. This means too much to me.
Not more than it means to me!
Peter basically said, I will knock this whole shit over.
Can't you see all the people you're hurting? You'll never understand. You haven't suffered like I have. You should be on my side. I won.
Yes, sir. Not me.
Please, think of the man you were.
That man is gone. You can't save me, Peter.
Shout out to Maya
You'll have to
Angelou.
save yourself.
When someone tells you who they are, believe them.
You were my hero. You meant so much to me. I hate that you're making me do this. We were going to change the world.
I hate how repetitive this part of the fight is.
You look tired, Parker.
Not tired. Just hurt.
Otto! Stop!
If you want to change the world, you have to be the kind of man who can make the hardest decisions. saw you as a son.
Oh nah, bro.
Don't
Don't you saw me as a son now.
Just like all the others.
Turn. I've worshipped you. Your mind, your conscience, wanting to help others. The way you never gave up.
That's because men like us have a duty, a responsibility, to use our talents in the service of others. Even if they don't appreciate it, we have to do what's best for those beneath us, whether they understand it or not.
No, you're wrong! You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
Yes, of course. You're right, Peter. Oh, I see that now. The neural interface affected my mind. But I can fix it. We can fix it. Together. If you'll help me.
Do everything I can. I'll make sure you get the best help.
No! If they put me away, they'll take my arms. I'll be trapped in this useless body. Please, Peter. That wasn't me. You said you'd never abandon me. You promised. Remember? And of course, you'll rest easy, knowing your secret is safe with me.
You do what you think is best, Doc. It's all any of us can.
Peter?
Even when it hurts like hell.
Peter, where are you going? Peter? Peter!
Still viable. We'll need the entire sample as a base to produce more doses.
How long will that take?
A few hours. Maybe a day.
What if we use it to cure someone right now?
Then there won't be enough to cure the others. I'll give you a few minutes.
You're gonna be okay, ma'am. I've got the cure right here.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
That reacts only. Yeah, I know.
So?
Hi, Mary Jane Watson, Associate Editor.
Congrats!
Thank you.
I knew you could do it.
What about you? Find a job yet?
Oh, no, but,
I'll be right with you, honey. Thank you.
I was actually considering maybe a career change.
Hmm?
Yeah, I think I might want to become a chef.
I'm sorry, no, it's... You're a scientist. A good one.
Yeah, the last project I worked on, I created a monster octopus that almost destroyed the city, so...
Yeah. I mean, you do make a hell of a chicken curry.
I do. Still working on my dumplings, though.
Going camping?
Oh, my new place isn't gonna be ready for about a week, so I'm gonna be crashing with Miles for the next few nights.
Oh. You know, you can always stay at my place. Only if you want to.
No, I mean, yes, I mean, no, I don't, not want to, but meaning I do want to, but only if you do.
I never stopped wanting to.
Me neither.
Dumplings are hard. I've always wanted to learn how to make them. I'm disappointed because all of the Chinese places around here that deliver either don't have dumplings or don't have like vegetarian dumplings. And that part makes me like, that sucks because there's a place in VA. When I used to date someone out there, this place in VA out in I want to say it's like Mount Vernon area, had some amazing dumplings. Amazing. And I actually have dumplings on my Pinterest board. It's like one of the things I've been doing. I haven't done it much over quarantine. But I have a whole Pinterest board full of like vegetarian recipes, or vegetarian like versions of stuff that I've been experimenting with. It's how I try to make myself commit to cooking and trying new things. So that I just don't, you know, I don't just, you know, buy food every day. Because everything in me just regret. Like, I have the money, so ordering food is like whatever. Oh, I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure the people at Chipotle know my name. As soon as my name pops up in the order, they already know what it is. Yeah, like honestly, I was never really a Chipotle fan before I moved out to where I live now in Maryland. But because you know, when I was in DC, I had options. I had District Taco, I had Soul Mexican Grill. I had a number of different places to go to. And like, by comparison, Chipotle was always kind of bland to me. But
I'm not an expert or anything, but I think it's in the way that you ask.
Post-credit scene.
I'm getting too nervous. Hey, alright, so where do you want this?
Right over here is fine.
Alright. Hey, so Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, this part's hilarious.
I, kinda gotta talk to you about something I can't tell my mom about.
What's up?
Well, weird things have been going on. Like, physically.
Oh. Oh. Well, you know, you're at that age where your body starts to change. And so you may be noticing some areas, for example.
Not that. I think it's better that I just, I show you.
No.
It's pretty weird, right?
Not that weird.
I wonder if it skips to the other one. Does it show the other scene? Okay, here it is.
So close. But I'll keep trying. I will find a cure. I will. I love you, son.
Look at that. And yeah. Who knows? Maybe at some point in the future I'll actually do all the I'll do the DLC also.
I'm starting to think you guys don't like Rikers much. Yuri, you're back. How's your mom?
Fine. Right back to complaining about not having grandchildren.
So you gonna take that vacation now?
Are you crazy? There's no time for that. The apocalypse didn't happen, which means we've got a city full of loose ends to clean up.
Sounds like a big job. But we're up to it.
Not you. For a job this tough, we need Spider Cop.
You said it. You even did the voice.
Okay, don't make it weird.
You like me. You really like me.
You made it weird. Let's go. We've got work to do.
I can't wait. Spider Cop surveils the city. Placid, but seething with turmoil just beneath its calm surface.
What have I done?
Fight harder!
I'm stuck! Hold tight.
Ah! I'm burning! Hurry!
Spider-Man and Ladybug.
Now that I've saved your bacon, I'm thinking of some awesome bacon jokes. But I'll refrain.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the DLC eventually, just because I really love Felicia, and Felicia's in the. She's in all 3 of the DLC, but I actually have to finish her quest before I even get to it.
Near Gramercy.
All right, let's see. We have 2. Boo.
Please report.
Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like if I had the Spider-Man abilities, just doing this would kill whatever fear of heights that I have. Because this just seems like fun. Excuse me. And honestly, even without like doing anything, like just doing this is fun.
All units, we have a hostage situation. Escaped prisoners have seized a bus. Officers needed on scene in Clinton.
They can wait.
Black
See,
Cat's
we
been
differ
here.
there.
She was doing this in person the first time I caught her. Or did she catch me? This can't just be some elaborate flirtation. Isn't she heard of dating apps? She's up to something. There you are. That's Ty Stone's place, and it's full of priceless art. You're playing with fire, Felicia, but I guess that's how you roll.
Oh. Hey, look, the backpack I left around.
Captain Watanabe gave me her cell number when she finally decided to trust me. She's risking a lot.
Party time.
Aw, a rooftop party for me? With spotlights and everything? Really wish Sable would tell her agents to chill already.
Oh. Can you imagine what kind of injuries you'd probably endure with this too? I'm sure healthcare as a superhero would probably suck. Because it's not even like regular modern medicine as we know it is like guaranteed to be a thing that can work with your internal organs.
All units, unknown assailants are firing on police from elevated positions.
No, just
Available officers report to Turtle Bay. Over.
Those cops are in a bad spot. I gotta help. An ambush? For me? Aw, you shouldn't have.
Cross-side of it!
done. I always like gymnastics, so I feel like this would be fun. Resolve this bus issue, and then I'm probably gonna hop off the train.
Hey, does this bus go by the Statue of Liberty?
How far are you on Black Clover right now? Bro, what the fuck? Oh, so you're completely beyond the elf arc altogether. How'd you feel about how the elf arc ended? Have they already, I'm trying to think, 122. If I remember something correctly, something really awesome happens in 124, I want to say.
Nasty car wreck down there. People might be hurt.
What do you mean on who's descended from who?
You're a mensch, Spider-Man.
I knew Jameson was going. Hold on! Everyone's safe. I should let fire and rescue do their jobs.
You saved my life. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Have they? Have they addressed the Wizard King yet?
Definitely not loving the demons are targeting me now thing.
Okay, yeah. I was hesitant to speak about Julius because I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if by 122 if you had already like discovered that, oh, he's actually still alive for now, and you know, he's just like 13 and has like no abilities, or very few abilities.
1043, police vehicle is taking fire. Please proceed to Bowery.
Last thing this city needs is... Don't worry, I'll make sure you all get a ride back to Rikers.
Where's he get this fast?
Yeah, I love Yami. That's my guy.
Don't think of it as going back to jail. Think of it as coming home.
Yami Yami has some funny shit happen when you get to 135. There's just some hilarious shit that happens with Yami and Charlotte. You'll see. You'll see.
An emergency supply station is getting raided by fugitives.
Did you get some
stand by for further instructions.
some hilarious, necessary but hilarious filler? And like, I want to say it's like 134, 135.
I got this knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, Yami is just, he shows his affection to Char in like really unorthodox ways. But I'll say like episode 135 is one if you are someone who is interested in any of the potential ships of Black Clover.
Crime up the wazoo right now. Wish I could clone myself.
Thanks, Spidey. The city needs this food.
Okay, if you are then 135 is that's the episode you'll be looking forward to. It's unfortunately also the most recent dub. So honestly, with Vanessa, I was, until Lady Finnis showed up, I Oh wait, actually, let me not even say that, because that's it. I mean, it's not even. Because you're gonna see it in the upcoming episodes, like Lady Finis. So like, here. So, do you care if I tell you what the spoiler, or not the spoiler, what the filler episode is? It doesn't really spoil anything because I'm not going to tell you what exactly happens, but just like the premise. Alright, so like the basic premise is Finral and his brother are basically both vying for the affections of Lady Finis. And so Finral makes this declaration. I want to say it's like, it might be like episode 132 or 3 or something. And he basically wants to break his addiction to flirting with every woman he sees. So he asks Asta for help. So then, yeah, Asta has to help Finral break his addiction.
Oh, how festive! More Sable agents.
Well, that's the thing. She pretty much does, but basically Finral's brother, I can't remember his name right now, is basically like you're not going to be good enough for her until you learn to stop flirting with every woman you see. And so Finral like makes this declaration saying he's going to be a better man, and then the comedy comes from like him struggling. So like that meme of like the kid that's in the classroom, like you can see like stressing and he has like the veins popping out of his face. Like imagine that with Finral. And that's kind of like the premise. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you. So if you don't care about me spoiling it for you, then I'll tell you. But if you do care, then I won't say anything because you'll see it in a couple episodes. Okay, well, so basically what it is
my friends, the Rhino,
what I think is happening and what you'll see in a few episodes is basically his brother is not I don't think is actually interested in her at all. It's really I'm interested because I want to be better at this than Finral kind of ordeal. Why's my phone being weird right now? I couldn't even move. What the hell, man? Well, here's the unfortunate thing. Because of COVID, you know, there are delays with the dub. As of today, the dub is officially 10 episodes behind where the sub episodes are. So, and there's not really anything because they're all recording from home, so there really isn't much of anything to like speed up the process. So, you know, yeah, you'll see what happens. I've been monitoring Funimation's Twitter account. Because like for a while they were putting out a new Black Clover episode every, like it was like every 2 weeks, and then it was like every week for a second. So I was like, oh shoot, new episode about to come out, and then
Felicia thinks she's toying with me, but I learned something in each of these scenes.
There's not. And so the new season of Black Clover just started, technically.
Bam. I think some big-time lawyer lives here. I bet she's after his client list to find new targets. Hate to admit it, but she's one smart cat.
Alright. Just hit the 3-hour mark. So I think I'm gonna hop off of here, and you can just inbox me. I will probably be awake in like another 20 minutes. Yes, you do. How far are you on any? Have you watched any Inuyasha? Are you still on like episode 3?
All units, 1043. Mass terrorist has seized a city bus. Officers needed at the yards. Please copy.
Yeah, I've been on stream for 3 hours. It's 11. Oh. And with that said, end of the stream.